my lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Jade, the Green Witch, and I'm here to help you take back your power physically, mentally and spiritually. Now today I've got a very fun spell to share and it's all about sex magic. So a sex magic spell to help you manifest pretty much anything you want. So again, when I talk about sex, use this with caution because it is really quite strong and powerful. Because you need to remember that your sexual energy is the same as creative energy. So just as obviously it creates a baby, you can create a life. So you are creating, you know, something within the universe using your sexual energy. So this spell can be done with a partner or it can be done alone. So that's not an issue. So the first thing you want to do is to get a piece of paper and to write out whatever intent, whatever thing that you want to manifest. So I've actually done this spell to help manifest the house that I'm now living in. Because when me and my partner Sam found it, we really wanted it. And we were having some issues with getting a mortgage. So we just dropped everything and we were able to move into this house, but we were only renting it out. And our mortgage kept getting rejected and rejected and rejected, like fucking so many times. And we were just panicking because we were running out of time because we only had a 4-month period that we were allowed to rent it. Otherwise the previous landlady was going to sell it elsewhere to someone else. So we done this spell and it worked. And we were able to get the mortgage finally accepted literally within 3 days. Of switching to a different mortgage provider. So it works, needless to say. But the energy of course has to be right. You have to fully believe that you can attain it and you need to really focus on your intents. And it massively helps if you are on the high vibration, if your frequency is high. As I found, it's not really beneficial to be dabbling in occultism or spells when you have a low vibration, as that can attract unwanted entities and also mess things up a little bit and add to your karmic debts. So you need to be very cautious with these things. But yeah, that's a whole other video topic to talk about. So today, sex magic. So first thing you need to do, like I stated, is write out your intents. However, what you need to write is you need to write it in present tense. So you need to write it as if you already have the thing that you want. So with a house, what we did is we always put your full name. So if it's you and your partner, write both. But put your full name, date of birth, and then say, I am so grateful that, well, what we done was I now live at the address of our house. I'm so grateful that I have my dream home. I'm so grateful I have my health. I'm so grateful, yada, yada, yada. You get the drift. So basically act as if you already have it and show gratitude and love. So remember, you always want to be doing spells from a space of love, never from a negative energy, because then you're going to get that back to you. So always do spells from a space of love and gratitude. So once you've written it, meditate on it. So before you have sex or masturbate, you want to sit and meditate on it. So it helps to hold your intents against your heart. If you're single, then hold it against your heart, probably both hands like this, and just meditate on it. So just close your eyes and really visualize yourself having that thing. So you want to really visualize for a good sort of 5 minutes and say the mantra in your head of whatever you've written, the best to your, memory, and say it at least 3 times and just keep visualizing. Okay. And if you have a partner, you want to sit on the floor opposite one another, cross-legged, and hold each other's hands, palm to palm, and have your intent in the middle between you. It's okay if it's like, on your laps or whatever, but just have the piece of paper in the middle. And what you can do, you can actually create a microcosmic orbit going through your partner and through yourself. So visualize something going through you. In Tantra and Taoism, they teach about this, a microcosmic orbit of energy. So visualize obviously that going out of him into you, like as a loop. Because with your intent, with your partner, if you want, you can just sit there in silence and individually, you know, really focus on what you want to manifest. Or you can together say, you can read your intents and read it 3 times together. But just be focused. That's the key, is you really need to focus all your energy into it. So no distractions, switch off all your phones, make sure no one's going to just, you know, disturb you or come round, put all pets out the, you know, the room. So no distractions, no disturbances. Really, really, really focus. And then what you want to do, and also beforehand, is you want to cleanse the room. So use some sage, use some frankincense, you know, incense, use some Palo Santo. Open the window of your bedroom and just cleanse fully the space. Or if you have like a space cleansing spray, you can use that. But really get it over the bed and get it wherever you're going to meditate on it. It's probably best to do the meditation on the bed that you're going to obviously have sex on, or that you're going to masturbate on. Do it in the same area, but really thoroughly cleanse it. Sage is probably best, as that's like a disinfectant of energy. So it just wipes out all negative energy, but leave the window open so it can be cleared away and not just stagnant in the air. So cleanse your space, meditate, obviously write the intention, meditate on it. And then what you want to do, if you're a couple, you want to put the intent on the beds, and obviously one of you needs to lay on it. So if you want to do missionary with man on top, put the intent underneath the, you know, the woman's bum. So it's directly below her yoni. So it's directly below her womb, you know, that sacred area. I feel that's probably the best position to use, as it's connected, you know, more to, you know, because the yoni is like a gateway, okay? That's where life comes in. So the closer it is to the yoni, the better. And the yoni is vagina, by the way. So keep it there. Obviously have missionary sex. And then what you want to do is obviously, you know, enjoy your love making, but try and be in that sacred space. Try to not get distracted. Try to use that intent still. And then as you're about to orgasm, the man needs to pull out. If you're wearing a condom, then have the man pull out, remove the condom. And then looking at your intent, you then want to ejaculate on the piece of paper. Now, I know it's a bit gross, but trust me, this works. You want to ejaculate on the piece of paper. And if the woman is able to have an orgasm, then let her, you know, fluids go on the piece of paper as well. If she doesn't, then what she wants to do is spit on it. So put a little bit of saliva on the piece of paper, because basically your bodily fluids is your DNA. So that's creating an etheric connection to your intents. That's how spells work. So it's your energy into that intent to then be into the universe. So you need some sort of DNA on it. If you are on your menstrual cycle, you can use your period blood. That's even more potent and powerful. But obviously most people don't want to do that as it's uncomfortable and a bit icky. So that's what you want to do. And then before it makes too much mess, obviously put a towel underneath if you don't want, you know, any bodily fluids going on the bed. So, you know, be clean, be sensible. And then what you want to do is fold the paper into a parcel, obviously to keep the fluids inside. So fold it, fold it, fold it. You can wrap another bit of tissue around it if it's like leaking or anything, depending on how much that person orgasmed. Yeah, so you want to tie it up, and if you want, you can then bind it with a bit of ribbon, like white preferably, or a hair tie or an elastic band if you don't have that, or some string, just to keep it binded basically. And then what you want to do, obviously clean yourself up, you know, refresh yourself. Make sure you show each other intimacy. Make sure you keep that energy, that bonded energy of love as well, because any spell you do, you want to put a lot of love into it, because what you put out, you get back. So unless you want to, you know, run the risk of having any sort of karmic debts, that's negative. Always put love and gratitude into your spells, you know, make it light. You don't want to be dabbling with dark shit, trust me. So always from a space of love. So after that, go down together, go into your garden, or if you don't have a garden, you can go into a forest. Obviously, you know, if you need to travel around, you can put, you know, your spell, you know, safely in another bit of paper or tissue, etc. In a bag, obviously, to carry it if you don't want to, you know, be touching it. But try to get past that mindset of, oh, it's gross, you know, semen. Like, see it as like the magical fluids that it really is, because it is very special and sacred. It's sacred and it's pretty much divine. Unfortunately, porn has brainwashed us to massively abuse, you know, our sexual energy and fluids, etc. And make it very disgusting and shameful and gross. Check out my video that I done on the truth about sex, basically what you need to know about sex to find out more about sexual energy. And basically, if you're on your own as well, basically you do the exact same thing as the couple would do, but obviously you stimulate yourself until you reach orgasm, and then you use that fluid. If you're a man or if a woman, you use your, you know, orgasmic juices to, you know, on the paper. But as a woman, if you, you know, don't really emit a lot of bodily fluid when you orgasm, then just use your saliva, that's fine. But it's the process of, you know, it's the orgasm that's the powerful energy, basically. So when you are orgasming, try to visualize that intent. And I know this can be a bit tricky because you get so caught up in the pleasure. Don't fantasize about anything else. Try not to fantasize too much, even with your partner. That's why it's good to do missionary, so you don't get distracted too much about the body. Like, try to treat it like a meditation. So what you want to then do is take your spell and bury it into the ground, into the earth. So obviously we have a garden, and we're fortunate enough to have a forest right behind our house. So we normally, when we do spells, that's what we do, but we normally put it in our garden. Try bury it quite deep, so obviously no dogs or any animals like dig it back up, because obviously they'll, you know, be attracted to the smell. So you can actually put cinnamon with it as well, to give it an extra sort of boost. And cinnamon is a really good herb for like manifesting things like more quickly. So you can mix the cinnamon like on top of the semen within the paper sort of thing before you fold it into a parcel. And then that's pretty much it. So once you bury it into the earth, that helps emit the energy of your intention into the universe, because everything is connected, everything has a vibration, and the earth is full of energy, you know, within itself. The soil, that's why earthing, you know, is so healthy for us. But I find personally that earth, burying it, works best. Rivers and water spells are more sort of cleansing and good for like banishing, cleansing, getting things away from you. So I find doing more earth, using the earth element, is better for manifesting materialism things. So again, it depends what you're trying to manifest. So if you want to manifest like getting rid of something, so if you want to banish like an illness, etc., or debt, or, you know, something that you want to get rid of, then throwing it in a river is probably more beneficial. So you just got to sort of, you know, use your intuition and try and figure out which element works best. So either earth, water, or even fire. You can burn your intention as well. I mean, I have a little cauldron. So this is my little cauldron. It's really fucking heavy. It's cast iron, so it's very safe to burn things inside of. But obviously be careful when, oh, put that down. Oh shit. Be careful, see, when using fire. You do not want to set your house on fire. So yeah, be very careful. And if you are gonna burn, try get sort of, you know, thin, non-toxic paper, because that's why I don't really like burning things like that, because of the chemicals and all the smoke and fumes that it gives off. I'd rather just bury it. Again, fire I see as like banishment, because you're burning something away. But yeah, so that is a sex magic spell for you to use to manifest what you want. Always try and manifest things, you know, just a tip as well, that actually will benefit you, that will benefit your soul, that will benefit your spiritual growth. Try not to manifest things from a space of your ego, as I find in the long run that won't really satisfy you. Obviously it's completely your own choice, but as I always say, as a rule of thumb, do as you please as long as it harms none, because you do not want to create any karmic debt for yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced any sex magic spells yourself. It's good to share. Lots of love and light. Mwah. Ahimsa.